YouTube. Alright, just want to talk about knives and what one knife you would take with you out in the field that you would feel comfortable with in a survival situation for a week, months, whatever. Now, but this is on the basis that you also have an axe. The reason why I say that is and this is my personal opinion, so please don't kill me for it, but I believe a knife should not be used to chop wood. Baton wood, yeah, no worries. But the chop wood, I wouldn't want to use my blade to chop wood consistently. It just defeats the purpose of having a knife, in my eyes. Edge retention. I might be scared of chipping my blade. Many different factors. An axe is used to chop wood and process large amounts of wood. A knife isn't. So that's just my theory, okay? Or you might want to carry a saw. Up to you. My choice, an axe and one of these knives, okay? So on that basis, what knife would I choose that I would feel comfortable in a survival situation, or even in a situation where I was just going to go out bush for a week or a month or a couple of months? So let's go through them step by step. Okay, I'll start from the larger one here, and what I've done, I've picked my favourite knives here. So number one, the Ontario RD7. Not a large blade, not a really good chopper, but it can be done. But would I pick this as a knife I prefer? No. And I'll give you the reasons why I'm going to choose a knife here on the basis of this. If I'm going to be out bush surviving with a knife and an axe, remember the axe, I want a knife to do the following. I want a knife to process by batoning small bits of wood. I want a knife that can feather stick. I want a knife that can keep its edge reasonably sharp, and I want the knife to be easy enough to sharpen in reason. I want a knife that can skin game, being small game and larger game. Again, if you're out there surviving and you need to get animals to eat, well, you need a knife to, process those animals. Obviously, cutting cordage. Obviously, making bow drill sets if you had to, and all that kind of stuff. Whittling, making tent stakes. Bushcraft style of tasks. I want a knife to do all that. This knife here is a great knife. Edge retention is okay. Easy to sharpen. But would that be my preferred knife? No, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to skin and process game. Not saying it can't be done. Of course it can be done, but I want a knife that's going to be easy for me to process game. The CZECHMATE-SCS. Great knife. Excellent chopper. Yeah, again, you could get up and skin game, but again, it's a little bit awkward and a little bit fiddly. Full tang like the RD7. A great knife, and I've got to consider, is that the one knife I take with me in a survival situation to do all the tasks I mentioned? Well, yes, it can do all that, but skinning is going to be a little bit, it's going to take a little bit more skill and patience, I guess, because it is a larger knife. So let's put him to the side for a sec. The Buck 119. Great knife. Can do all the tasks that I want, except chopping, obviously. You can't chop. It will baton chop, no worries. But would I rely on this? No, because purely it's not full tang. That's pretty much the only reason why I wouldn't consider this knife at all, to depend my life upon it, and be out bush with one knife. The Joker Chibra. Great looking knife, but it's a dedicated utility slash skinning knife. More, probably 80% skinning, 20% the rest. Thinner spine. Yes, can baton smaller bits of wood, but would not be my preferred survival knife. Okay, but great knife to take out hunting as a backup just for skinning. So great knife for that reason. The Buck Vanguard, again, great knife, but again, not full tang. Spine is a little thicker. Great in the hand, a great bushcraft knife, but because it's not full tang, I'm not going to depend on that knife. Okay, we come down to these two knives, both being Joker. And sorry, I didn't mention before, most of these knives you see are stainless steel 440C. I prefer stainless steel. Okay, we've got the Joker RAK1. Thick spine, full tang, hair shaving sharp, will process game. Not that the profile, the spear point is made for processing game, but it can be done. It can be made into a spear with these holes. You know, it's got a nice hard pommel. Would this be the knife I would feel comfortable with in a survival situation, being stuck with one knife? Yes, but maybe. I'm not too sure. It's got me confused now, because it is a great knife. It is hair shaving sharp. I did a video on it past few videos ago, but I don't know. It's, you know, yes, it's great for making a spear, so I could probably spear an animal. The likelihood of me doing that is Buckley's, but it can be done. But would I want to use my knife to attach to a stick to spear something? You know, in the chance that I may miss and I may chip the edge or chip something, chip the point and ruin it. Probably not. I don't want to do that. The sheath is great. You know, I've got a makeshift sharpener here and leather strop, and it's got the fire still connected, and it's a great knife. Connects that horizontal to your belt, which I love. It's a maybe. The Joker OSO. Nice thick spine, full tang. A great skinner, if you can see the profile of that. Great at skinning. Nice jimping there. Good for bushcraft. You know, it's just shy of 5 inches, so you know, it fits in that category of a survival knife length. Great for batoning, you know, bits of wood, yay big. Feather sticking, you know, fire starting, and obviously you want all your knives to be able to strike a ferro rod, which if the knife can't do that, I'll just grind the spine and do it. This one I didn't have to, because it is plenty sharp enough. Good looking knife. Nice quality sheath. Yeah, it can do pretty much everything I needed to do. Skin game, process small bits of wood, feather stick, make a fire, baton chop. Yeah, what else do I say? What else do you need out there? You know, I've got my axe to do the larger wood. So would this be my preferred knife? You know, to be honest, I'm leaning towards these three. Okay. And now I need to choose which one that I would prefer to take out bush and feel comfortable that it would be my one knife option if I was stuck out there. This one, I don't know, compared about that one, you know, the only reason I would probably choose this over this is the profile here for skinning would make it a lot easier. Still pointy enough to stab or to, you know, make holes, or, you know, little whatever you call it, you know, pivots, or to help with your bow drill. 440 stainless steel, again full tang. I'm gonna have to choose between these two, and as long as I can make a spear and heat treat the wood at the tip to harden it up, with this knife, I think I'd be fine. So I would choose this knife over this knife, to be honest, as a one knife survival knife. Between these two, heavier, bulkier, yes, can chop, but I've got an axe. I don't need this to chop. Nice and thick, nice and strong knife. The profile will still allow you to stab, will still allow you to make little holes and stuff like that. But it's heavy, because I'm going to be carrying an axe. This is lighter. So you know what? Bye-bye Grillius. And hello the Joker also, to be my one knife that I would feel comfortable with in the field for a survival situation. Yes, it is stag handles, and if they crack, well, then you make do and wrap paracord around it or do something. The only downfall of this is, you know, the pins that it's that's used to hold this together, where the RAK1, you've got Allen key things here, which I always carry an Allen key somewhere on me, which I can untake, you know, undo, take them off, and maybe make a makeshift handle. Who knows? The likelihood of this breaking on me is pretty minimal. So that's it. That's my decision. This is going to be my preferred one knife survival knife that I would feel comfortable out bush. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the knives I've brought out on the table, and let me know which one you would pick as a knife that you would feel comfortable with in a survival situation out in the bush. Again, with an axe or with a saw accompanying your knife. So that's it. I've made my decision. I'll rock and roll with that for a while. Not that I'm going to be out in a survival situation anytime soon, but this will be my preferred carry every time I do go out, for now, until I get sick of it and start mingling with this again, or you know, whatever knife. But it is a hard choice between these two, because the blade length is very, very similar. The blade profile is totally different. This is hair shaving sharp again. I've got a little bit more, you know, thickness there compared to that. I don't know, and it's just a great looking knife too. So I'm gonna rock with that, man. That's it. So again, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what knife you would pick out of the collection I just showed you, and I'd love for you to do a video on your collection of knives and drill down to one knife that you would feel comfortable out there in the outback or bush. Cheers.